Well, I took a couple days off from the go kart restoration because it's been 4 degrees here in East Tennessee, and some of y'all could say, well, it's negative 20 where I'm at. Well, East Tennessee, we're not used to that, so I stayed in the house. But we're gonna get back at it today. I got to finish priming it and try to get it painted the next day or two. Start looking at putting the steering shaft and stuff back in it. I gotta find these tires and wheels. Well, just the tires. If anybody knows how to get a hold of these. Looks like the tires that you would see in Sevierville and Gatlinburg if you went to the go-kart tracks up there. I live close enough, I should just call them and ask them where they get them at. But if y'all know, put it in the comments. Let's get the garage emptied out and get started back at it. The rat rod usually does really good with cold starts, and it's been like 3 and 4 degrees for the past 2 or 3 days. It's 21 degrees right now. It hasn't been started. Let's see if it makes me a liar. Hasn't been started at all. $22 before taxes is what aircraft stripper costs nowadays, in case anybody didn't know that. Yeah, like I said, we got everything back from sandblast. He wasn't able to get all the paint off the frame, so we're gonna strip it and pressure wash it and try to get all that off. Evidently they used some good paint in the 90s and good stickers as well. But it's all right though. We'll strip it, get it pressure washed, and get this thing back together, get it painted. Everything else turned out really good. Though I was worried about the wheels, and they look great. He did a good job on those, and all the steering parts, brake pedal, gas pedal, sprocket, steering wheel, steering shaft, the brake drum, spindles. Yeah, they all look good. So now we just gotta finish up this frame and we'll get started putting it back together. Well, I just wasted $22. The aircraft stripper also did not remove the 90s black paint. So we are, well, I am about to get busy with a grinder and a wire wheel. So I'll check back with you guys here in a minute. Well, after about an hour and a half of that, I mean, it barely looks like shit. Alright, I'm gonna get started on remaking this seat bracket. I've got some 14 gauge sheet metal, which is a little thicker than what came in it. It's eat up pretty good. But yeah, we're gonna fire up the plasma cutter true this edge up and remake that piece. I need a 2" by 12" long piece for the base. I need to cut a 4" by 15" piece out of this as well to remake this seat base. So yeah, let's get started on that. I like to use aluminum as a guide. That way when you make your cut, it makes a good straight cut, and also you can take your guide right off. It's not going to burn you. It dissipates heat really fast. So we'll get this 2" strip cut out of this. It's going to measure down 12 inches. Cut that off. I like to get it cleaned up first before I measure down, because you don't know how much material you're going to grind off to get an accurate measurement across. Alright, we got the seat bracket put back in the Go Kart. Got that all welded up. Now we're gonna put the steering shaft back in it. I have to put that back in it before we paint, because I can't have a nice painted frame, slide the steering shaft in, have to weld that collar back on the steering shaft. So we're gonna go ahead and weld that back on and try to get this frame primered today so we can paint it tomorrow. But yeah, let's get started on that.